Gideon is a crucial figure from the Old Testament, prominently featured in the book of Judges, chapters 6 to 8. His story is an essential episode in the history of Israel and offers valuable spiritual, leadership, and faith lessons. To fully understand Gideon, it is essential to contextualize the era in which he lived. The story unfolds during a period when Israel was caught in a cycle of apostasy. The Israelites turned away from God, worshipped idols, and, as a result, were oppressed by neighboring nations. The Midianites were one of these oppressors at this stage. God's choice of Gideon. Gideon, despite seeing himself as the least in his family and belonging to the smallest family in his tribe, was chosen by God to lead the liberation of Israel. This choice highlights the biblical concept that God uses seemingly ordinary people to fulfill divine purposes. Gideon's story underscores the importance of obedience to God's call, regardless of our insecurities. God's signs. Gideon requested signs from God on 2 occasions to confirm his calling. The famous story of the wet and dry fleece illustrates God's patience and divine guidance in moments of uncertainty. This underscores the importance of seeking God's will through prayer and divine confirmation, as well as the importance of trusting in His promises. Reduction of the army. Before facing the Midianites in battle, God instructed Gideon to reduce his army from 32,000 men to just 300. This was done so that the victory would be clearly attributed to God and not human strength. It highlights the importance of trust in God over our own abilities and strategies in times of adversity. Strategy and divine victory. Gideon and his 300 men defeated the vast Midianite army through clever strategy and divine intervention. This victory exemplifies that, with God's help, even seemingly impossible situations can be overcome. It emphasizes the importance of trusting in divine providence in all circumstances. Gideon as a leader and spiritual legacy. Gideon was not only a military leader but also a spiritual leader. After the victory, Israel enjoyed 40 years of peace. However, his story also includes moments of spiritual decline, serving as a warning about the importance of maintaining faith and worship of God. His leadership inspires believers to lead not only on the battlefield but also in spirituality and worship. Theological and symbolic significance. From a theological perspective, Gideon's story underscores God's faithfulness in fulfilling His promises and His ability to transform lives. It also symbolizes the need to trust in God amid seemingly insurmountable challenges. Influence in the New Testament. Gideon's story and his faith are mentioned in the New Testament in Hebrews 11:32-34, where he is included in the list of heroes of faith. This highlights his ongoing relevance in Christian teaching about the importance of faith in God. In conclusion, Gideon's story is a narrative rich in meaning, offering essential lessons about God's faithfulness, obedience to His call, seeking His will, and trusting in His providence. Gideon serves as a model of courage and leadership, and his story endures as an inspiring example for leaders and believers alike.